This is the NBA playoffs on EA Sports. We're ready for tip-off, and these fans are as well. It's their home team getting set to match up with a very formidable opponent. Alongside Jay Williams, I'm Ed Cohen. Jay, this crowd is hyped, and you look at their guys coming in. They appear to be fired up and ready to go. And I'll tell you what, this is going to be a good one.
And the big thing here was getting that all-important split on the road. Now they come home with home court advantage and an opportunity to move ahead in this series if they can take care of business in Game 3.
Cleans it up. Nice touch around the basket with the tip.
He's been doing this for years, the physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
To Leonard. Here comes the screen. Here's Leonard for two. Shot won't go. Murray with the basketball. Just getting started in Game 3. To Jokic. Porter. Jamal Murray. That's how you defend.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
To Leonard. Nuggets have the possession. And the finish. Slam dunk.
So many people think making assists is creating something razzle and dazzle. Sometimes giving the ball up early is the right play and the most efficient.
Paul George. He'll get it down low to Harold. Nice pace. Sets it up and slams it down.
Some players are so cerebral. I'm not even paying attention to the dunk as much as I'm paying attention to the player, pointing and communicating to everybody his team needs to guard on the next play down the court.
Here comes the screen. Jamal Murray matched up with Paul George. Oh, he had it.
And physicality is your friend. Don't let these guys get any easy ones down low. Make them look at the refs, wondering where the foul was every time.
Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
The defender was actually in a good position there. They even made a decent play on the ball. But sometimes those bounces go the other way. Still, stay aggressive out there.
Paul George at the line for a chance at a three-point play. A career 84% free throw shooter. Free throw up and good. And the three-point play puts them up early in this one. Denver's got it. To Jokic. Probing the defense. Gary Harris against Paul George. Screen coming. Jokic, down to 5, down to 4 to shoot. Has a chance. Deep 2 there, won't go. Beverly into the front court. Leads 1. To Marcus Morris. Had a chance, but it's no good. Kawhi Leonard. First couple didn't go. That one is true.
Strong finish. That's what you need, regardless of contact, focusing on the rim.
Murray into the front court. Down 3. Scores from the post.
Old school equals high percentage.
LA Clippers with the basketball. Nikola Jokic, able to recover with the block. Murray with it, down by 1. Tough-looking shot there, still gets it to go down.
I'm not sure that wasn't an offensive foul, but take it when you can get it.
To Leonard. Oh, pass stolen by the Nuggets. quarter. To Jokic. Millsap. Fine to shoot. Jamal Murray. The screen sets him up for two.
The pro game has really come down to PNRs. Let's see how the defense adjusts.
Now the Clippers call a timeout as they'll discuss matters in what's now a three-point game. Looks like both teams are making substitutions. Kawhi Leonard. He's 2 for 5. Not great, but trending.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
To Jokic. With the fadeaway. Burns him for the basket.
I don't know what the point of you having a scouting report is if you don't utilize it. You're allowing him to get to positions on the floor where you know he feels most comfortable. Make it a challenge for him by making him do something uncomfortable.
Curling inside. And he's fouled. Earns a trip to the foul line, Jay.
You see this all the time. The defensive players establishing his presence on the court and also checking to see how far the refs are going to let him go.
Kawhi Leonard has got 2 shots coming. A career 84% free throw shooter. First one, count it. Good free throw shooting. Knocks down a pair. Martin into the front court. Shot clock turned off as they get a chance to build their lead. Short jumper misses. Deep three at the buzzer. That's the end of one here in game number 3. Jay and I return in a moment. You're tuned into the Western Conference semifinals on EA Sports. One quarter down. Long way to go. So, buckle up. It's wide open.
I really like what I'm seeing. Both teams look engaged. There's some trash talking going on the court. I think this has a making to be a big-time game.
George to Leonard. Here comes the screen. 5 seconds to shoot. George, that's off the side of the rim, no good.
Shooters shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Here comes the screen. Martin in a matchup with Harkless. From the outside, no good. On the follow, way to stay with it.
And did you see the lift on the shot? Did you see the ball release off the hand? To be able to have the concentration to finish with such a feathery touch in the midst of contact, that's something special to watch.
And draws the foul.
Ed, as a defender, you cannot, I repeat, you cannot foul in the act of upward motion into your shot. Your timing needs to be better.
Kawhi Leonard at the line for 2 shots. He's perfect from the line so far. Off the mark on the first free throw. Second one's good. Splits the pair. Nuggets have the possession. Take stock of the floor. Jokic to Millsap. Has a look. Shot by Jokic. Off the iron. No good. Beverly to Leonard. To Paul George. Not that time. Jokic. From the painted area, won't go down. Beverly into the front court. It's 14-12. Leonard to Beverly. Nothing going here on that drive. A lot of contact. Shots no good and no foul. Another follow. No good. Martin into the front court. 2-point advantage. To Jokic. Shot from the lane won't go. Beverly into the front court. He'll run the offense. Jumper's good.
Did you see the distance between him and the defender? You could pretty much put a department store between the two.
Prices coming down. Now the Nuggets signaling for timeout as they'll talk things over here in the second quarter. They're going to make some changes with some new personnel on the floor. To Jokic. And he's going to the free throw line.
Love the fact that the shooter created contact on the upward motion to shoot the basketball. Big time play.
First one goes down. And he makes them both. Paul George to Marcus Morris. Beverly, they'll get it down to Leonard. He'll He'll go to the foul line to shoot.
Aggressive play there, but you can't fault the defender for being up in the shooter. You need to contest shots, each and every one of them.
Kawhi Leonard, couple of free throws on the way. Shooting 75% so far tonight. And hits the first free throw. Able to convert on both free throws. Murray into the front court. Looking to make something happen. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
Hand down, man down. You got to get up and contest the shot.
It's the Clippers with the possession now. George to Leonard. From long range. And he can't get it to go down. It's no good. Harris against Paul George. Short jumper off the mark. Grabs his own miss and scores. Good concentration.
Bodies bouncing all around on that layup with the offense winning that battle. But if the defense keeps up that kind of pressure, good things are bound to happen.
To Beverly. Hat trick. Lead is 2. To Millsap. They go to Jokic. Down low. Missed it. How'd that not go down? George. Short jumper off the mark. It's Denver's ball. And he's going to the line to shoot.
Great job, Ed, by the shooter to create contact after the jump. That's how you get to the free throw line.
Jamal Murray has got 2 shots coming for his career, 89%. And he connects on the first free throw. Goes 2 for 2 at the line. Oh, highlight moves. Tough to pull off with the defender all over you. Wide open look won't go. So the 2 teams will head to the locker room as we reach the break here in game number 3. Let's get you to Orlando, where we say hello to Jalen Rose in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Jalen.
I'm Jalen Rose, and this is your EA Sports Halftime Report. The Nuggets put together a nice half and were rewarded with a solid lead. And
the 2-round NBA Western Conference semifinals playoffs 2020 games and highlights coming up next.
These are the guys getting buckets for the Denver Nuggets. The Clippers have dug themselves a bit of a hole after 2 quarters, and someone needs to step up offensively if they plan to win this game. Not a single player has gotten into double digits yet. These are the guys getting buckets for the Los Angeles Clippers.
Game track. Second chance points. Player of the half.
I'm ready to skip ahead and just get this guy player of the game. You can tell he's on his way to a special game.
Who was cold?
No one wants to be picked for this segment, but he couldn't avoid it. Maybe he'll turn things around in the second half. Here we go with the top plays from the first half.
Number 2.
Game 1 Houston Rockets 4-2 Los Angeles Lakers 5-7 final.
And with that, I'm sending it back to Ed and Jay to bring you the rest of the game.
It's LA Clippers ball. It's George for 2. Deep 2 there. Won't go. Paul Millsap. Quiet night, but 2 for 3 in the contest right now.
Woo, did you see that? Eyes to the rim, and the rest was all net.
Leonard to Marcus Morris. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
So many people think making assists is creating something razzle and dazzle. Sometimes giving the ball up early is the right play.
Game 2
and the
Houston
most
Rockets
efficient.
3-4 Los Angeles Lakers 3-5 final.
Leonard to George. To Leonard. Going to launch beyond the arc. Kawhi Leonard is going to get 3 shots here. He's been steady, 83% at the line. First try, no good. And he hits the second. Denver ball right now. To Porter. Count it. No and 1. There was some contact there.
Oh, don't see the read. Be the read.
Beverly into the front court. His club staring up at an 8-point deficit. To Paul George. Nikola Jokic rejects it.
Sent a message on that one, Ed.
The shot by Murray, no good. Gets to the basket and scores. Jay, when you break down Paul George, where is he at his best?
He needs to be engaged. He needs to have the ball in his hands. He needs to be needed. And that's the biggest thing for Paul George. When he's the guy offensively and he makes those clutch shots, it re-engages him defensively. And that drives him to be the best version of Paul George there is.
To Jokic. With the fadeaway. Burns him for the basket.
The savvy players, they create contact. They throw their arms in you. They even throw their bodies into you. And as soon as you become hesitant defensively, they got you right where they want you.
To Leonard. The Clippers with 4 to shoot. Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard. Now 3 for 9.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Murray into the front court. Up 6 to Millsap. Porter. Clippers have the basketball. To George. Strong finish for Paul George. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first 3 quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
To Jokic. Denver with 4 to shoot to Millsap. And it's Leonard there to clear the rebound. Beverly into the front court. His guys trail now by 4. Millsap with the board. Murray with it. Counting down toward a minute to play in this 3rd quarter. Here comes the screen. To Jokic. In the slam. Timeout called here by the Clippers as their coaching staff wants to talk things over here in this 3rd quarter. Both teams tweaking their lineups. Here come some changes. And now he's going to shoot a few more as he's fouled going up for it.
This drives me nuts when I see fouls like that being called in a close game. Sometimes you just got to let them play, ref.
Kawhi Leonard at the line for 2 shots, shooting 77% so far in this one. First free throw is good. No back-to-back free throws here. He missed the second. Martin into the front court. Leads 5. Kawhi Leonard sends it away.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
To Will Barton. Shot clock coming down to 4. Down to 3. Gets it in the right corner. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. That's off the side of the rim. Short. Offensive goaltending. Wave off the basket. Martin into the front court. Shot clock turned off as they try to extend the lead. Able to convert inside. Straight on 3. At the buzzer. That ends the 3rd quarter. The Nuggets with the lead. It's the Nuggets with the basketball to start the 4th quarter. They had the lead coming out of halftime. They were able to extend that lead in the 3rd quarter.
A lot of fans and players get consumed with the big plays, but the coaches love seeing their teams continuing to do the little things. That's how you increase the lead.
LA Clippers with the basketball to Marcus Morris. Paul George. Surveys the floor. Trying to cash in. Missed it. Not much more you could ask for from the defense there. Deep right corner. Barton to Jokic. Shot clock. It's coming down to 4. Now down to 3. Has a chance. Won't go. He needs some luck on his side given how they're defending. And he's fouled. Nice move that time, and he's going to the line for 2.
Ed, as a defender, you cannot, I repeat, you cannot foul in the act of upward motion into your shot. Your timing needs to be better.
Paul Millsap, a couple of free throws on the way. For his career, 73%. Misses the first. And he's able to hit the second after missing that first one. To Marcus Morris. Here comes the screen. Williams. George sizing up Jeremy Grant. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
An easy 2. Get back on defense.
Nuggets with the basketball. Jokic. To Millsap. Gets a look. Can't hit. Driving right to the basket. Jeremy Grant tips it.
You know, sometimes basketball can become a very beautiful thing to watch. During the regular season, things can get difficult. Energy can be low. The passion at times can even be lower because players are tired. They're fatigued. But today, it's all been good. They're putting in an absolute show with killer efficiency and tremendous effort and intensity.
Now a whistle and a timeout for Denver. That's their first of the
Game
final
1
3
Denver
minutes.
Nuggets
That
3-8
leaves them
Los
with 1
Angeles
remaining.
Clippers
The difference is
5-3
going to be
final.
the best player on the court. He's a guy that you have to trust in. He has to get the ball. And sometimes as a coach, you need to let go and let your best players do what they do.
Changes coming from both sides right now. Nuggets have the possession. To Jokic. Montrezl Harrell swats it.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
Curling inside. Paul George, 4 out of 10.
And last year, it seemed like PG really had a difficult time finding that next level elite PG. No doubt about it. This year, he needs to be playoff P all day, every day.
To Jokic.
Game 2 Denver Nuggets 3-6 Los Angeles Clippers 3-3
Shot
final.
clock winding down. Down low Jokic. Off the assist.
Because in certain players' mind, it doesn't matter if they're amongst the trees or not. They're always going to be the giant in the paint.
Leonard to Paul George. Leonard to George. And it's the Nuggets with the board. Denver's got it. They go to Jokic, down low. Scores from the post.
And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease.
Beverly into the front court. Down 8. To Marcus Morris. Beverly gets it in the left corner. Leonard to Marcus Morris. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
Oh, he should get some kind of acting award. That's a great sell by the offensive player. But guess what? The ref spit, and that's the game.
Gary Harris trying to cash in on a three-point play. For his career, 80% at the line. Whoops, that won't go. Leonard to Paul George. To Leonard. Beyond the arc for 3. And Kawhi Leonard buries the 3 with a hand in his face.
Even though the coach initially may not like that shot, now he's clapping because that ball went in.
Murray into the front court. Lead stands at 7. Millsap to Jokic. Paul Millsap. He's 3 for 7.
Strong finish. That's what you need, regardless of contact, focusing on the rim.
Beverly into the front court. His guys down by 9. Paul George fires with the step back. It's the Nuggets who come away victorious. They've moved ahead 2-1 in this best-of-7 series. For my partner Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been the NBA Playoffs on EA Sports. Find out more at easports.com. Until next time, good night.
Raymond Rose here, and I've got your EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Nuggets got themselves a win here today. What really stood out for me is how many times they scored on second-effort plays. It takes heart to keep up that kind of execution, and these guys were relentless. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Denver Nuggets. The Clippers just couldn't get within striking distance toward the end of the game. I'm sure they can't help but feel frustrated with the result, but they can't let that feeling linger. Sooner than later, they need to start thinking about the next matchup.
Game track. Second chance points. Player of the game.
Easy choice for player of the game. No one else made as big of an impact in this matchup.
Who was cold?
Every player that makes it to the NBA is a great athlete, but even the best players have their off nights. Today was just one of those days for this guy. Time now for the top plays of the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
See y'all next time. Jalen Rose signing out.
The second round of the Western Conference playoffs continue. It's Game 4 here on EA Sports. We're ready for tip-off, and these fans are as well. It's their home team playing host to the LA Clippers. Along with Jay Williams, I'm Ed Cohen. Jay, you look at the Nuggets coming in. They lead the series 2-1 with a chance to get a step closer to moving on at home in Game 4.
And this has been a back-and-forth seesaw kind of series. It's had a little bit of everything now. But I think Game 4 is where the rubber starts to meet the road. This is where the intensity really starts to pick up, and I think we'll see that tonight.
Porter to Millsap. Has a look. With the fadeaway. Burns him for the basket.
Old school equals high percentage.
It's the Clippers with the possession now. Leonard to Marcus Morris. Leonard to Marcus Morris. Oh, Millsap snatching it out of the air.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
Jumper's good.
That was a tough shot. The guy was in your pocket. He even contested the shot. Everything was going according to plan until then.
Murray into the front court. We're just underway in game number 4. Reset here. Let's see what they do. The shot by Murray, no good. Beverly into the front court. He'll run the offense. Leonard. To Millsap. Jokic. Down to 5. Down to 4 to shoot. Almost, but no good. It's LA Clippers ball. Leonard to George. Able to convert inside.
Contact on a drive can be a beautiful thing. Making those tough shots can really help you build a mental advantage over your defender.
To Jokic. To Millsap. Short jumper won't fall. Beverly into the front court. Lead is 2. To Paul George. Oh, highlight moves. Tough to do with the defender all over you. Kawhi Leonard. 2 for 2. That's what you want.
Here's a tip for your defense. You can't give him that much space. You have to push up into his personal space and make him play the majority of the possessions with his back to the basket. Because if you allow him to open up, there's no stopping.
Here comes the screen. Shot clock to 4 for the Nuggets. Has a chance. Chance for Jokic, off the mark. Paul George to Leonard. It's a big finish.
An easy 2. Get back on defense.
Now a whistle and a timeout for Denver as they'll go over some tactics now in this first quarter of play. Changes coming from both sides right now. Jokic to Porter. Can't connect from in close. Paul Millsap, 2-4 now.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
Kawhi Leonard. The screen sets him up for 2.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Nuggets with the basketball. Barton to Jokic. Here comes the screen. Jokic to Porter. 24-second violation. Deep two there, won't go. George to Leonard. Kawhi Leonard. That's now 5 in a row without a single miss.
Man, if we were at Rucker Park right now, everybody would be wilding on the court. Guarantee it.
Jokic to Will Barton. Five to shoot. Here comes the screen. Barton. That misses with a second to go. We're 1 quarter down in Game 4. Jay and I return in a moment. You're tuned into the Western Conference semifinals on EA Sports. Ed Cohen, Jay Williams with you as we get things started here in the second quarter. Leonard to Harkless. Here comes the screen. Five on the shot clock. Here's Leonard for two. Kawhi Leonard. It's like he's shooting into the ocean. He has not missed.
Man, he's got the defender out there tap dancing like that on national TV. That's not a good sign.
To Will Barton. And throws it down.
And when you get your prescription, you take your medicine and you call it a day.
There, taken away by Denver. Kawhi Leonard with a piece.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
Beverly to Leonard. From long range, and Kawhi Leonard buries the three with a hand in his face.
Man, you making people dance out there? I see you with the footwork.
Denver ball right now. To Will Barton. Deep right corner. Here comes the screen. Knocked loose. That's off of Leonard, out of bounds. Looks like both teams are making substitutions. Jamal Murray. That's off the side of the rim, no good.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
Wow, look at him dive for the loose ball. Leonard to George. Shot clock winding down. Add 2 points to the board.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going.
Game 3 Los Angeles Clippers 3-8 Denver Nuggets 4-5 final.
Jokic. To Millsap. Oh, Millsap. 3 for 6 now. Clippers have the basketball. Leonard to Beverly. Nikola Jokic with the block.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
He gets it.
In the paint, you need to finish. Just like that.
Beverly into the front court. The lead stands at 9. To Leonard. He'll get it down low to Harrell. Perfect feed to set up the basket.
Look, there was barely any contact on that last play. I agree with the ref's no call. Let him play.
Jokic, tough matchup against George. Screen coming. Jokic. 5 seconds to shoot. Lets it fly from long range. 24-second violation. Shifting gears. Here comes some substitutions. Kawhi Leonard. And the rebound claimed by Denver. Kawhi Leonard rejects it.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
Paul George to Marcus Morris. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
That's what I'm talking about, Ed. It's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
Murray with it. Under a minute to go before halftime. Millsap matched up with Paul George. Give him 2 points. High percentage.
You normally don't see that, but that's the type of thing that keeps shooters in the league for a long time. Every once in a while, they venture into the paint.
Leonard. To Marcus Morris. Shot from in close, no good. It's Denver's ball. To Millsap.
Updates on the East Coast. Milwaukee Bucks led Series 3-0 over Orlando Magic in the 2-round NBA Eastern Conference semifinals playoffs 2-0-2-0.
Every possession on the road is critical.
On the follow. Way to stay with it. Desperation shot here from half. Good. A 3 at the buzzer. Everything going right so far as they've extended the lead. We've reached halftime here in Game 4. Let's get you to Orlando, where we say hello to Jalen Rose and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Jalen.
Thanks, Ed. The Clippers absolutely dominated the competition in the first half. It was their playmaking, the way they gave each other scoring opportunities. That really impresses me. I love seeing unselfish basketball like that. These are the guys getting buckets for the Los Angeles Clippers. The Nuggets did a lot of things wrong in that opening half. The way they struggle doesn't bode well for them at all. But if they got some fight in them, we'll know right away in the third quarter. Have a look at the leading scores for the Denver Nuggets.
Game track. Field goals.
The Denver Nuggets just couldn't get any of their shots to go in those first 2 quarters. They desperately need someone to step up and catch fire for them in the second half. Most of their bricks were laid in the opening quarter.
Player of the half.
Kawhi Leonard did a great job of reading the defense and exploiting the opportunities where he can make the most damage. He's definitely feeling it.
Who was cold?
Murray would have definitely preferred being our player of the half, but he was anything but that. I'm sure he'd like to redeem himself in the second half. But the way things have been going thus far, it's hard to believe it's going to happen for him. We got our top 3 plays for you. Check them out.
Number 2. Number 1.
Back to Ed and Jay to bring you the second half action.
LA Clippers with the basketball. George to Leonard. Nothing going here on that drive. Unbothered by the defense as he drills it.
If you're coaching against this player, you have to throw some fake traps, some fake schemes. How are you making this player think instead of just naturally reacting?
Jokic to Millsap. Paul Millsap. With that, he's 5 for 9.
The one thing we know for certain in this league, it doesn't matter how big the margin is, you can always put together a run and get back in this one.
Beverly to Paul George. To Leonard. Trying to cash in. Shot by Leonard won't go. Porter. Nothing going here on that drive. To Porter. Gets it in the right corner. Shot clock winding down. Jokic. Textbook defense.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
Short jumper misses. Murray with the basketball. The deficit now up to 12. Nothing going here on that drive. To Jokic. Oh, Nikola Jokic. Consistent effort. He's at 50%.
Because in certain players' mind, it doesn't matter if they're amongst the trees or not. They're always going to be the giant in the paint.
Paul George to Marcus Morris. Here comes the screen. Count the bucket for 2.
I remember my high school coach said one man can't beat 5. Well, I'm telling you right now, he lied. I'm watching it happen in person.
A lot of contact. No whistle. And a nice finish at the rim.
Hey, one of the things I hear all the great teams say in the huddle, they say 1, 2, 3, no mercy. Now it's time for you to go even harder on the defensive end.
Got it.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
It's the Clippers with the possession now. George to Leonard. And coasting in for 2.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
Murray into the front court. Trailing by 14. Nothing going here on that drive. Denver with 4 to shoot. Jamal Murray. Well defended. Beverly into the front court. His guys leading by 14. And the rebound taken by Millsap. To Jokic. Shot clock to 4 for the Nuggets. Jamal Murray. Now that's a contest.
Shooters shoot. Period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
To Leonard. Driving right to the basket. Short jumper won't fall.
He sent that one to the third row.
He was locked in. That was impressive. To George. Paul George. That's how it's done. He's 4 for 4 in the game.
The savvy players, they create contact. They throw their arms in you. They even throw their bodies into you. And as soon as you become hesitant defensively, they got you right where they want you.
Missed a wide open look. Shot from the lane won't go. Deep three at the buzzer. That'll do it. Third quarter complete. It's been all Clippers so far. It's the Nuggets with the basketball to start the fourth quarter. And not a whole lot you could do in this situation other than give it your best shot.
And players don't like to hear this, Ed, but the reality of the matter is this is a character-building opportunity. Yes, you may lose this game, but that does not mean that you do not fight each and every possession.
Short jumper off the mark. The follow won't go either.
And you have to remember that your hand is part of the ball. There wasn't enough contact on that play for the refs to blow the whistle.
Here comes the screen. Curling inside. JaMychal Green able to recover with the block.
You know, sometimes basketball can become a very beautiful thing to watch. During the regular season, things can get difficult. Energy can be low. The passion at times can even be lower because players are tired. They're fatigued. But today, it's all been good. They're putting in an absolute show with killer efficiency and tremendous effort and intensity.
Baseline drive, but he can't finish. Martin into the front court. Down a bundle. Harris against Paul George. Nothing going here on that drive. Cashes in for two.
I love the drive to the basket there. Instead of trying to go around or over, go through.
It's LA Clippers ball. Leonard to Beverly. Leonard. And he's fouled. He's going to the line for two.
Love the fact that the shooter created contact on the upward motion to shoot the basketball. Big time play.
JaMychal Green at the line for two shots. For his career, 76% from the line. And hits the first free throw. Able to convert on both free throws. Murray into the front court. His guys down big. To Jokic. Here comes the screen. Jokic. Denver with 4 to shoot. Jokic.
That'll be a winning formula in overtime every time. Answer a 2 on one end with a 3 on the other. Ed, tell me if I'm wrong, but I think a 3 is more than a 2, correct?
That is great math, my friend. Now the Clippers call a timeout as they'll make sure they're all on the same page here in the fourth quarter. Coach has seen enough. He wants some changes. New personnel onto the floor. Leonard. Oh, pass stolen by the Nuggets. Flushes it home.
That transition offense was flawless when guys fan out and actually fill the lanes with a sense of urgency. You heard me correctly, a sense of urgency. You will get a great shot every possession.
Harris matched up with Paul George. And it's the Nuggets with the board. Nuggets have the possession. Jokic. To Millsap. Nothing going here on that drive. Keep on trying. Shot's no good there.
Let's be realistic. He's probably not going to miss a lot of shots. But the more effort you can give, you want to try to tire him out. Take his legs away. Make him work to catch the ball. That's how you win a defensive battle.
And the reward, he's going to the line.
Ed, as a defender, you cannot, I repeat, you cannot foul in the act of upward motion into your shot. Your timing needs to be better.
Gary Harris has got 2 shots coming. For his career, 80% at the line. Off the mark on the first free throw. Second one goes. It's a 1-of-2 trip. Clippers have the basketball to Marcus Morris. Leonard. Probing the defense. Paul George to Leonard. The Clippers with 4 to shoot. Paul George fires. Paul George. He's now shooting 5 for 7.
We're watching a clinic right now. We're watching basketball one-on-one. Whoever this professor is, he needs to get paid top dollar.
To Millsap. Going to launch beyond the arc. It's no good. Shot's not going down. Nikola Jokic pins it.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
Jamal Murray. Rebounds taken down by Leonard.
The game is won in the details. The team who has the most attention to the minutia is a team that wins the ball game. And from the beginning of this game, this team has been mentally engaged. I know the season's a long year, but when you come mentally engaged and you have attention to detail, whew, that's a scary thing to watch.
Murray with it. 14-point deficit. Bad pass there. Clippers have it. It's the Clippers who come away with the victory. They've seized control of the 7-game series as they run out to a 3-1 lead. For my partner Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been the NBA Playoffs on EA Sports. Find out more at easports.com. Until next time, good night.
David Rose here, and I've got your EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Clippers dominated this game from beginning to end. The scoring display they put on is going to be hard to forget. It's hard to imagine anyone doesn't come away impressed with how effectively they score their points. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Los Angeles Clippers. The Nuggets did not look good in this one, and neither did the score. My advice for these guys is not to watch any TV tonight, because it's not going to help them forget about this game. Everyone is going to be talking about this one. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Denver Nuggets.
Game track. Assists.
The Denver Nuggets definitely suffer from poor communication in this game. And I say that because of how many assists they gave up. The frustration among them was pretty obvious. Kawhi Leonard was behind the majority of those dimes and deserves a lot of credit for having his passes on target and on time.
Player of the game.
Kawhi Leonard gets the award for the most obvious reason, and that's his scoring output. He couldn't be stopped, and it was incredible to watch.
Who was cold?
This isn't the segment you want to be in, of course, but even the best players find their way into this part of the show. These are the top plays of the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
This has been a presentation of ESPN on EA Sports. Until next time, I'm Jalen Rose, signing off.